So we should not fear.
No, you should not.
Shouldn't fear.
Don't fear that there is a place Daktari has not seen. None. There's no place we have not seen during our training. Yes. Yes.
And even in your practice.
In our practice, in our training, it all begins in the training.
Yes, of
where
course.
you see the entire human body in the picture and in the real life.
Yes.
Yeah. The dead and the living. So you don't have to fear. So while you're still there, the other way that you can be able to know that you have hemorrhoids, maybe you may have ignored the blood that you've talked about. You may have ignored the itching because you have other presumptions that something else. What will happen is that if you don't take step, and maybe you're not realizing that it is your diet that is causing, and you keep complaining when going to the toilet that you're having hard stools and the like, know that you continue causing harm, and you continue giving these hemorrhoids a chance to grow and become bigger. So the other thing that you'll start now experiencing is that when you're going to the toilet, you feel like after emptying bowel is the passing out stool. Yes. After emptying bowel, you'll have a feeling of discomfort. It's like you've not emptied completely. Yeah, there'll be that discomfort. Yeah, so when you start experiencing that, still rush to the hospital because you want to be treated early before it gets to an extreme extent. From there, that is now what we call grading of the hemorrhoids, whereby you say when you go to the toilet, of course, you've already started seeing those other signs, the first ones we've mentioned, the itching, the blood. Then now there's that discomfort. We consider you to be still in the grade 1 of hemorrhoids. Okay?
You're
and it is a very good
gradings.
time. Exactly. There are gradings that we do grade the hemorrhoids.
Okay.
You're still in grade 1, very much manageable, or treatable. So all you need to do is take a step. Is it a step of faith to the hospital?
To the hospital.
And you'll be helped.
Yes.
Okay? Then from there, we have the grade 2. The grade 2 of hemorrhoids is where you feel when you go emptying your bowel, you feel there is something that is coming out. Yeah, that is after you finished passing out. You're passing the stools, you feel there is something that is coming out and it's retracting back. Yeah, so you feel there is that.
So it
something
is not part of
out.
what has come out.
Yes.
So, but there is something.
There's something coming out and taking itself back.
All right.
That is grade 2. From there we have grade 3. Grade 3 is where you feel something is coming out and you can be able to manually retract it back yourself.
Return it.
Yes, you can be able to return it back yourself manually. It's coming out, but you can manually return it. Of course, there is a discomfort if it remains there. So you will be tempted to return it back. That is grade 3. Then we have grade 4. With the grade 4, this is where now it is outside. Yeah, it is outside. The swelling is there, whether you're passing stool, you're not passing stool, it is there now. It has come and it has stayed outside there. It has launched there permanently. Okay, that one cannot retract itself, nor can you return it yourself. Yes. So those are the stages, but it will depend. Remember, I had said initially that we have types. Okay, and we mainly talked of the internal and the external. The internal ones may be a bit tricky. Yeah, they may not get the chance to really get out, but they'll still cause that discomfort, the bleeding. Remember, we said they are blood vessels. So anytime something rough or hard is pressing on them, there is the possibility of bleeding. Okay, so even if somebody will not come already in grade 4, they may come still with very advanced one, but ziko kondani. Okay, so the best thing is the moment you start seeing that the blood, yeah, the moment you start getting that itching, the moment you start feeling something is coming out and going back and you're not able to understand what it is, the best thing is go to the hospital. And don't fear. Because what I've noted from my many years of practice, anytime patients have a problem with the anal region, they are so uncomfortable. They first of all try to read your face. Can you really be able to examine me down there? Yeah? Is the place very clean enough for you to look at it? You don't need to be worried. Yes. Because you can even get anal cancer. It will be a very big ulcer. They are very ugly. And we have to look at it. It is wetting your clothes. So we have to go in there and look at it and be able to help you. So don't hide anything. Don't be shy over any part of your body. Because nothing is so new to the daktari that you're going to see. They know everything. When you sit in front of me as a patient, I can see you.
You can
through and through. Let me put it that way. Through and through. Okay?
Kabisa.
If it's the heart, I know where the heart is.
Yes.
I know how it is functioning. Are you getting?
Yes.
I know where your liver is.
Yes.
How your lungs are.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
I know how your blood is circulating.
Yes.
So what is this?
And when you mention those parts,
Yes.
I'm not scared.
Not at all.
So why should I be scared
You shouldn't.
or even ashamed or
You
shy
shouldn't.
when
You
you
shouldn't.
mentioned the anal region?
You shouldn't.
I shouldn't.
Yes.
And I think that is important to us.
Very important.
Very important to us.
Yes.
We should be shy.
You
We shouldn't
shouldn't.
be shy. Tuendelee daktari.
Asante. So, having looked at how you can be able to know that you have hemorrhoids, then I think, and maybe the red flags that should make you go to the hospital, somebody will ask, should I really wait to get sick? What can I do so that I can prevent myself? Okay? That is usually very important. That's why in health, we always have the preventive medicine, okay? And that is what we give so much emphasis on. We want you to know how to prevent yourself from the diseases. We do not want you to get sick so that you come to the hospital. No. We'd rather waste resources doing outreaches, telling people, boil water so that you don't get cholera. We do not want you to get cholera and come to the hospital, okay? If I can be able to reach you and tell you if you boil water, if you cook your food well, you don't get cholera, I'll be more than happy. I have achieved more than having kept quiet in the hospital, set up, seated there, waiting for you to come with cholera.
And
because you rarely come alone. You'll come and come with others, okay? You may survive it, you may not survive it, okay? So prevention is very important. And that's why somebody said, it's better than cure. Okay? So when it comes to hemorrhoids, anytime you want to talk about prevention, you take your mind back to the causes. Okay? So since we said the main problem here is pressure to that area, what should we do to avoid that pressure? That is the key thing about the prevention. So when it comes to hemorrhoids, remember I started with food, yeah? Food is very important, yeah? They say away to a man's heart. I don't know whether a woman's heart is also through the stomach.
Iko hapo ndani.
Iko hapo ndani.
Yes.
So I start with food, where I'm going to challenge you today that you really need, and any person who is listening to us today, you really need to be very cautious over what you eat. Okay, you need to be very cautious over what you eat, and that's why in the health setups you usually have nutritionists. These are people who educate us on how we are supposed to eat. You know, at times if you have to follow your tongue, you can go eating all the cakes in the shop.
True.
Because they are very sweet. I'm not saying cakes are bad, okay? But I'm saying what is this that can make us healthy? Making us healthy simply means taking a balanced diet. You all know what balanced diet is all about. Making sure your food has carbohydrates, it has proteins, it has vitamins, okay? But we are now saying take a lot of ravages as part of what you include in your diet. Of course, fruits and the like, and vegetables. Take a lot of ravages or food that contains fiber. When you take food that contains fiber, okay, I'm not a nutritionist, but I can try to give a few examples. For example, going for that very refined uga unga that doesn't have the outer cover. Yeah, that person who goes for very refined unga, and that person who goes for unga wa kusaga. Yeah, not even the special ile ya kusaga, and it has everything.
Yes.
That person who is eating that one is very healthy, is getting good fiber from that maize. Okay, there is the greens that we take, mboga aina zote, depending on where you come from or where you have found yourself. Yeah, because you find we all have different. God was gracious enough. He has given murenda to those people, terere to others, spinach to others. Take all those greens. They contain fiber and it will be able to help you. How does it help you? It helps you. It helps in digestion. Yeah, it helps in that good speed of digestion, such that there is not that stagnation of food in the large intestine. Everything just goes on smoothly. Somebody gave a very humorous example in one of the training sessions and said, I want you to check yourself after Christmas when you did not consume even a green, saying near January, and the day you have taken githeri. Yeah, or you've taken unga ya kusaga na sukuma zako kidogo, okay? Just compare yourself, the mood in the small house. The mood in the small house changes. The moment you take chapati and these nyamas, ama nyama choma na, you are avoiding, it is never business as usual. You are not a very happy person in that small house.
Yes,
but when you take githeri, it is, there is a lot of peace. Everything passes out very well without straining, without pain. You pass very it's not very soft and it's not very hard. That good consistency of the stools, because githeri contains, it has the maize has the wrapper on, it has fiber, okay? If you take greens and ugali, it has fiber. You do not struggle. So this is something you can practically do. Amua leo, najispoil, okay? Good things minus greens. You will cry in the toilet. First of all, you'll take even time before you go to that toilet, okay? Because the digestion is very slow because of the reduced fiber. You get that? And because of that, there is over stagnation of this digested matter in the large intestine. So when there is stagnation there, what happens? Reabsorption of water. What follows? Hardening of those two. So when they are coming out, you may even scream there. At times they even injure you when it is coming out because it is hard and rough. So that is number one. Please check on your diet. Take a lot of water, okay? Water is also very important. The nutritionist, they will tell us take 8 glasses of water. And somebody will tell you, oh, mimi maji, hapana. I'm never able to take water. Mi hata maji siipendi. Okay? Now, what I would say is these are things that people have, it is documented. Or maybe from experience even in a layman. Anytime you eat food, chakura na iko na chumvi, you always feel thereafter you want to take water. What does that mean? It simply means salt is able to stimulate the thirst center. And you feel like
that again, Daktari.
Okay. Let me put it in a simplified way. I would say that when you take salt, it stimulates the thirst center, and it also what would I say? There's something we call homeostasis in the body. Whereby there is the maintenance of normal ranges, especially of electrolytes. So like when the sodium is too much, you'd feel like, for example, sodium and water, they are very friendly, okay? They tend to move together. So whenever there is so much sodium, the body will want to reabsorb a lot of water to balance. Are you getting that? So what happens is that the moment you take salt, the sodium in salt will tend to attract water molecules, will want to attract the water molecules. So we'll say it's like, apart from the water and the sodium attracting each other, there is the aspect of the salt stimulating, or just like the thirst, the way thirst will stimulate the thirst center and you're craving for water. Salt, it's just like, how can I put it? Like when you take salty water, you feel thirsty naturally, okay? And when you feel thirsty naturally, you'll crave for water. So for those who feel like, mimi na maji hapana, there are even those who will eat and assume, and And you know, after you assume, after sometimes you don't even feel that thirst. Though the nutritionist will also tell you, don't take water immediately you take your food. You need to wait for some time.
Yeah.
So for that person who feels like me and water, no, I can tell you, I can challenge you, just take just a pinch of salt. Kidogo tu. When you put it in the mouth, it can even make you to take 2 glasses of water. Yeah, and you're well hydrated. Yes.
So those who are not friendly to the water.
Exactly.
A pinch of salt in your mouth.
Yes. And while we're still there, I would also want to say that water, water, they say water is life. It is indeed life, because apart from it enhancing and helping in the digestion and the like, if you go to some herbarists to walk around, they sell tablets for cleaning your kidneys, for cleaning your blood. I want to categorically say it here, we do not have really a drug to clean the blood and the kidneys. Water is what does that work. Water is what does that work. If you're that person who is able to maintain that kind of intake, the 8 glasses, you'll be a very healthy person. Yeah, your kidneys will be very healthy. Why will it be very healthy? It's because anytime you take that water and anytime your heart is pumping, okay, there is this amount of blood, that gets into the kidney. If you can remember the function of the kidney, filtration.
Yes.
It goes in there, it is filtered, all the waste gets filtered there, and for it to work, it needs good output from the heart so that it can have raw materials, or it can have that blood that needs to be cleansed. Are you getting?
Yes.
And for you to have that, you need to maintain the normal volume of blood by also taking water. Are you getting? So that the kidney is reached, or it receives the raw material it needs, which is the blood, so that it can be able to clean it, and waste is lost through urine, and what is clean is retained in the body.
Yes.
So water is very, very important, not only on digestion, but also on those other aspects that we have mentioned. So that is one on nutrition or diet, ensure or making sure that you do not get hemorrhoids. Okay, a lot of fiber diet and a lot of water. Number 2, for the pregnancy, there is nothing much you can do about it, but having known that there will be pressure naturally because of the growing baby, having known there is relaxin hormone that is produced, making everything lazy, including your intestines and the gut in general. Okay, then you need to make sure that your diet is also very good, so that yes, there is the predisposing factor that you're having a lot of relaxin hormone now that you're pregnant. So why don't you take a lot of roughages so that at least you avert it through averting constipation? Are you getting? Yes. So when you're pregnant, you really need to be very, very specific on the diet that you consume to avoid constipation, so that you do not have double risk factors.
Yes.
Are you getting?
Yes.
You're having the constipation because of the relaxin, and you're having the pregnancy of the growing baby. Yes, so if it is in those circumstances, that's what you need to look at. Obesity, watch weight. Yes, so if you're really having issues with weight, and I know obesity is actually a very big challenge, especially currently, because look at it a few years ago. Could you see trolleys of smokies in the roads?
No.
Could you see trolleys of samosas and big potatoes on the road?
No.
Yeah, and all those sweet things, they are called what? Those ones.
Yes.
Most of them, all of them are deep fried. The mandazis, the kebabs, they are all over the roads, So you find every time you're having a bite from those things, and they are all deep fried. So obesity is no longer now a disease of maybe the very rich, that it could be presumed before. It's no longer like a disease of those who are like maybe disabled. They are not very, you find people who are obese not because of their eating, but because of inactivity. Maybe somebody is disabled, so they always work when they are seated. They are eating and they are not burning calories. Are you getting? So there is this positive obesity where it just comes, and we always tell them there are many exercises they can do even if they are disabled, okay, so that they try to avert the obesity, because now we said with the obesity it can also create pressure down there, okay? And for those who may be disabled, that having to sit for very long can also create pressure there. So we need to try and balance. But for these other general population who are obese and they are mobile, please do the needful, yeah? Visit move, walk. You're blessed with a car, it's good, but create time to walk around and burn the calories, okay? We are blessed with the remotes, but keep it some distance where you can walk and pick it. Yes.
And at that point, Daktari, I would say,
yes,
our viewers can go to my YouTube channel.
Yes, please.
And get to watch ecotherapy, a topic I did.
Okay.
And I am actually doing it on the street.
Yes.
So they can look at that and see the benefits of walking. Moving.
Yes.
Move.
Yes.
Yes.
Move. As long as your legs can carry you.
Yes.
Please move around.
Move.
That moving around ensures you're burning calories. Okay? It's like you're consuming food and using it. Otherwise, if you keep consuming food and you're not breaking it down or breaking the calorie or utilizing the calories, what will happen? You'll behave like a granary. You're just storing and storing, and in the body when you're storing, much of the starch is converted into fat, so you become fat. So do a lot of exercises and also watch on your diet. Of course, you can't, if you're mobile and you're okay, you can't just become obese if food is not there. So you also need to check on your diet. You can visit a nutritionist who can be able to guide you on what you need to eat, and also they teach you even the extra exercises that you can be able to carry out so that you shed weight. Once you shed that weight, pressure is reduced down there. That's also another one. The other one is, like we said, if maybe your occupation calls for this carrying, little weight lifting, you may need, and I want to believe they are also trained, like maybe the gym people, the instructors.
Yes.
I believe they must have been trained on how you're supposed to distribute weight, so that when you're lifting those heavy metals, you do not put the pressure, is it central, such that it is applying a lot of pressure down there. I think there is a way we are taught on how to distribute that weight in the body, so that it does not put a lot of pressure down there. Yes. And generally we say be active. Physical activity is very good. Whether you're pregnant, whether you're obese, whether your occupation involves lifting those things, just know how to do it well so that you do not apply pressure and suffer hemorrhoids. Yes.
So that some of us who work in places where you are seated, it's advisable to keep waking up, doing something, and then going back if you have to sit, if you must sit.
Very true.
Take time to walk around.
Very true. And I think that's why they are called what? These breaks you take.
Yes.
At 10, make sure you take a break.
Yes.
Even if it's just to walk around, management by walking around.
Yes. Management.
Yes. Just walk around, see how many people are around there.
Yes.
Even walking alone, it helps the blood to supply properly. Okay, that's why if you travel all the way to Uganda in a bus and your foot are just flat on the bus, by the time you get to Uganda, miguu imefura. Why? You're not moving, you're not even elevating your legs, so there's no muscle contraction on your legs, which are supposed to apply pressure to the blood vessels so that they can, especially for the veins, they can be able to return the blood to the heart and the circulation can continue. So walking is just healthy. It has many health benefits. Yes.
I've even seen people even in buses, anasimama, anatembea kidogo, alafu anaketi. And I think that is what you are talking about.
Exactly.
Even in planes.
Yes,
because some of them are long, many
journeys.
hours.
Yeah.
So you'll see people walking. They may not necessarily go into the washrooms, but they walk along the aisles and then they come back and sit. And I think that is good. So somebody may be saying, because I have to reach to Rwanda by bus, for example, I don't have to sit throughout.
Yes.
Once in a while, but depending on the vehicle.
Exactly. But in addition to that, you know, there are those who are shy. They don't want to be seen like nini uyu, standing in the plane, standing in the bus, Naijafika stopping point. You know, there are other things that you can do silently. and you still do that, especially now for the circulation,
Tueleze.
so that you don't reach your destination miguu zimefura,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So when you seated there, make sure you don't just put your legs flat on the floor like that, okay? At one time, one leg can be put on top of the other, okay? This one on top of this other one. You can stretch, nyorosha pale ndani, hapo tu kwa gari ama kwa ndege. The other thing you can do, and this is what the police officers are usually trained. You've seen them especially during parades,
Yes.
Because when they have to stand for a very long time.
Yes.
These guys are trained. While they are standing there, they usually do their toes like this.
They move them.
Yeah, they move their toes. Ndani ya boots, you'll not notice what's happening, but they have been trained.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's why for those, you see those who faint in those parades, if it is not hypoglycemia, maybe they are not eaten. Others, it could be because of hypotension. Wamesimama too flat. Yeah, so they are not really helping the body in blood circulation, so the pressure just goes down, brain haipati oxygen ya kutosha, and then they fall down. So they are usually trained when you're standing in those parades, because you're not supposed to move until the parade ends. Keep doing your toes like this. By doing your toes like this, as in flexing and extending. Okay, this is flexing, this is extending. Flexing, extending. You're really helping in muscle contraction. And in the muscle contraction, they are applying pressure to the vessels and helping it return blood to the heart. Remember, the veins returns blood to the heart, to the lungs for oxygenation, to the heart, and then through the arteries, it is spread to the other parts of the body. Yes. So walking is generally healthy for many things. Just like we said, water is important for very many things in your body.
Yes.
Even walking does you a lot good. A lot of things in the body, which are beneficial.
Good.
But still we say, don't overtake the water. They say too much of anything is poisonous. Yes. So everything you do with moderation. Yes.
Good. Tendele.
All right.
So how is it managed? How can we manage those hemorrhoids?
What I would say is we have finished with maybe the prevention, and we've really mentioned about the taking water, the good diet, the exercise, watching our weight. What I would say is the moment you realize you have it, and treatment is usually based on the grade that it is in. Remember, I said if it's like the initial times, where you just seeing the blood, the itching, you can go to the hospital. At that point, there are some drugs, drugs that you can be prescribed, medicine that you can be prescribed. You know the word drugs.
It may be
drugs. Sometimes it can be construed. It can be misunderstood. Yes, you will go to the hospital. You'll be given medicines. We have some medicines that we give for taking that helps in trying to minimize the inflammation that is in that blood vessel. Okay, the swelling. So you'll be given, there are different types of drugs medicines that you can be given. You can also be given some cream to apply at that anal region, to minimize the itching. Okay, and I would strictly say, please, those kind of, or these hemorrhoids or the piles, just use a prescription medicine. Don't go over the counter. There are instances where many patients have gone to the counter and they have said, najikuna uko nyuma. And they are given antihistamine, ile dawa ya minyoo tulisema. Then they are given something like a steroid cream, like hydrocortisone, okay, for example, then wanaambiwa enda ujipake, because the person who is selling knows the steroid cream is likely to maybe minimize the itching, okay. That's not the ideal cream. There's usually the ideal cream that is usually prescribed, okay. If it is the medicine, somebody even may decide to go and give you steroid, but in addition to the steroids, as much as we're saying steroids are anti-inflammatories, they help in the reducing of the swelling and the inflammation. We have additional specific medicines that are used for that. That is in the initial stages. But in these stages, when it is already out, that becomes surgical. Somebody has to go and either cut it off. At times they usually put they can tie. You know, when you tie, just like this game that kids play. You take a string, you tie your kidole, okay? What happens, this area becomes dark, bluish, it is painful initially, eventually you start feeling numbness. If you don't untie that string, this part of the finger will die off. Are you getting? Because
no oxygen.
It's not getting oxygenated blood, okay? So the cells cannot work without oxygenated blood. Okay, so the same thing, they can go and tie that swelling so that the distal part, or how can I call the peripheral part of the swelling can die off and fall off. That is one. At times they can cauterize, kuchoma. Okay, there are many ways that the surgeons can be able to address that. There are some hospitals you will go and say niko na uvimbe huko nyuma, daktari anasema tu ni hemorrhoid na anakuandikia dawa. Ideally and ethically, that daktari should examine you before they put down a pen and a paper to prescribe, or even to book you in a surgical clinic, depending on the extent of that hemorrhoid. Okay. So I would say in this scenario, it also depends. If, like, for example, you've gone to a facility first time, second time, you're not seeing any improvement, the swellings are still there, please, you need to take a step and get to a bigger facility. Possibly you can be able to get surgical services where a surgeon can be able to see you and schedule you, either for the surgery, for whatever procedure. The procedures are many. I've just mentioned a few that can be applied, and those hemorrhoids can be removed. All right, so maybe as we finish, I would want to say that when you have hemorrhoids, there are also those instances or situations that may aggravate or worsen the situation. Like you have hemorrhoids, then you get an episode of coughing. You know, when you cough, you apply a lot of pressure to the abdomen and down there. Okay, so you have them, and you're having this persistent, irritating cough. You need to go to the hospital as you get treated for the cough, or as you're being treated for the hemorrhoids. Let the cough be addressed, because the cough can make it worse, yeah, because it's like you're continuing to apply more pressure. You can also have situations like when you have prolonged diarrhea. You know, a diarrhea comes to a point when you've already passed out everything, but it's like there's still pressure that is being applied down
like
there.
You feel you want to continue.
Yes, especially when you have that long-standing diarrhea. It can also be able to accelerate it or aggravate it. And also the pregnancy. For the pregnancy, there is nothing much you can do, but we always encourage you also be active when you're pregnant. Yeah, don't just sit. Okay, because I think a pregnant woman has even more predisposition. For that one who just sits, we said sitting for a very long time is a problem. Okay, her having a pregnancy, a heavy baby is a problem. Are you getting? Her having relaxin hormone, yeah, it may entertain constipation, another risk. Okay, so the pregnancy can be an aggravating factor, but I'm not saying that when you're pregnant you must get hemorrhoids. Please get me very clear on that, but it is a risk factor. Okay, yes, and maybe that's what I would want to say. And as I finish, I challenge you, please, there is no place you need to be shy about in your body. I have said this again and I'll say it again. Yeah, shinda za huko chini, huko kunaitangwa chini, tuleteeni hospitali. To us, you're not surprising us. You're not. So just come and you'll be helped. And an early diagnosis is the best. And even before we go to the early diagnosis, prevention is even, if there's something better than best, that is what it is, because it will make you not to suffer these hemorrhoids, and it will make you not to go through these challenges that you're saying that a patient will go through when they have the hemorrhoids. That's what I would want to say.
I'm listening to you, and as you're stressing on the need to go and be seen, and as you're putting it, hapo chini, I'm looking at it and I'm telling myself, I think we should all look at it as self-love. When we are going to the doctor, it is self-love. We just self-care so that we can be able to be helped.
Very true.
The doctor is there, is available.
Yes.
anataka kukufanyia kazi, anataka kukutibu, anataka kukuadvise what you need to do.
Exactly.
So I think it is high time we look at it positively.
Exactly.
That it is self-love. Unajipenda tu, kujipenda ya kujipeleka ndio uonekane na daktari.
Kabisa.
And I think that will be awesome.
True.
So daktari, I can't thank you more. I'm so excited because this information is what we require. Personally, I've learned a lot, and I believe my viewer out there, we are learning something. We've gotten something. Daktari Josephine, umetusaidia na tutaeneza hii ujumbe kwa wale wetu wengine tutaona na tutaongea na wao. We will tell them, this is what we need to do. We don't need to be shy. We don't need to fear. And when we hear those radio, those talks that unajikuna na hapo nyuma, let us not take it lightly. Let us go to see the doctor. Because it may not be the tapeworms or the worms, the mignons, but it may be something that may need more care and more, attention by a specialist, by the doctor.
Very true.
So I don't know. I can go on and on and on because I feel all of us in the community, if you eat, you're at risk.
Yes.
Because you have to eat right and do the right thing. You have to take water.
Sure.
And one thing that I like to say as I end is what really triggered me to really feel very nice. If you're not feeling that you want to take water, take a pinch of salt.
Yes.
That is awesome. To me, it's awesome. It will allow you, it will encourage you. Let me use that word. It will encourage you to take water, and it will be healthy, and it will be helping you in your body to reduce even the constipation that may come.
Very true.
Wow. I would request you, even as you said, finishing, just give us a parting shot. That's something you'd like us to take away from this session, and then we just close it.
So as a parting shot, or the last word that I would want to leave to our viewers, I started by saying that knowledge is power. And the book of God also says people perish because of lack of knowledge. Anytime you are in a position to acquire knowledge, acquire it to the best, to your maximum, because they say you can never be oversaturated because of knowledge. Take as much as you can. Take the right knowledge from the right sources. Of course, not all information is correct. Take the right information from the right places. And that's why the moment, for example, you hear the information that we have given today, you may be suffering from this, or you may know someone, or at one time you may develop it. We have given you the knowledge so that you'll be able to know what to do. So we have said the best of the best is prevention. Take the prevention very seriously, because it will not only give you an upper hand on preventing hemorrhoids, or whatever we are calling piles, which was our topic today, but it is also giving you the overall health or well-being of your body, and you're able to be healthy. And of course, if there's something we all want as human beings, we want to be healthy, and we can pay anything to be healthy. That's why people will go to very big hospitals, they'll go to distant countries for health, because health is valuable and it is priceless. So for you to be able to maintain that good health, first of all, get the knowledge, get it in the right places, get it in the right way, get it in the right version, Don't carry the little knowledge that does not help you, or that you even may misuse and it does not help any other person. Take the information very correctly, use it yourself, give it to the other people, refer them to where they can get this knowledge, so that we can all get empowered and we can know what to do when we find ourselves in some of these circumstances. And as I have said, don't be shy because of diseases of down there. They do not surprise us as doctors. If anything, we are more than ready and more than willing to help you, so that it does not even start giving you mental torture because of what is happening down there. Otherwise, thank you very much. Take it positively, and you'll be able to acquire health, because they say health is wealth. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. I just clap, 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 because it is, it's awesome. And I don't want to add anything on it. I just want to say to our viewers that until next time, keep healthy. Let us avoid the things Daktari ametuambia, and we are going to be healthy. Health Now Show is your health friend. And until next time, God bless you and thank you very much.